to increase owner's capital or capital account, we must credit that account. Therefore, since we increase Jackie capital from 0 to 300, that means we must credit Jackie capital for 300. Okay? So again, this is now the application of the normal balance from our analysis of what happened, that there is an increase of cash and there is an increase in Jackie capital. Therefore, again, we must debit cash for 300 and we must credit Jackie capital for 300. Okay? So again, this part is also in consonance with the duality concept, that again, the debit and credit must maintain the equality at all times, and that there must always be at least two accounts affected. So again, that is the duality concept application. So we are now through with the identifying. Remember, identifying and then transaction analysis as the last part. So now we can go to the next step of the process in the accounting cycle, and that is journalizing. So this is now the procedural part. Identifying is, as I have said above, the analytical part. Now we go to the procedural part, the bookkeeping part. Okay, so from the identifying part, we said that cash should be debited by 300. From this transaction analysis, we have already concluded this, that cash should be debited by 300 and Jackie capital should be credited for 300. We have concluded that also in the transaction analysis, that again, Jackie capital should be credited by 300 because we apply simply the rules on normal balances. Okay? And because of this, we now have the journal entry. And the journal entry should be this one. Of course, the technicalities in the making of journal entries, you should have, of course, one, the date of the transaction, and then you have the debit, which goes to cash in this particular transaction. So debit cash, and the amount of the debit to cash is 300. That is the first part of the end. After the date, this is now the first part of the journal entry itself. Next part will be the credit, and the credit is Jackie capital. And you have to observe the rule here. When it comes to crediting an account, you should indent the account being credited. Indent it in a manner that it is really identifiable that there is an indentation from the debit side. So this is the debit side, and you have to make an indentation for the credit. So there must be an indentation to Jackie capital entry. And the same happens to the amounts. The amount of 300 on the debit, and then since we indented the credited account, we must also indent the credited amount. So there is clearly an indentation here from the 300 on the debit side. So again, the amount of the debit and credits are the same. That is to maintain the equality of the debits and credits at all times, in consonance also with the duality concept. As you can see, we have at least two accounts, the debit and the credit. So meaning, in an entry, there must be at least one debit and at least one credit. You can have two debits or three debits and one credit. You can have one debit, two credits, or three credits. That is entirely fine, for as long as the total of the debits and the total of the credits are the same. And we call those type of entries wherein we have more than one debit or more than one credit or both as compound journal entry, and we can do that because that depends, or I mean the entry to make, the journal entry to make, depends entirely on what happened in that particular transaction. So if the transaction affects more than two accounts, then we would expect to have either more than one debit or more than one credit, or both more than one debits and credits. So again, that is the way to make a journal entry. As to the rules, we have to make an indentation for the credits both in the account title and in the amount. And of course, the last part of the journal entry is this one, indented also on after the credits. So indented is the description of the transaction, and you can type any description that is suited to the nature of the transaction. Clearly, this transaction is about initial investment by the owner, so we may simply put as our description initial investment. Okay, so that completes the journal entry for transaction on January 3, which is the initial investment by the owner. Okay, so again, we simply have the steps, just review. 1. Identify. We do the analytical part. Identify what, if any, are the elements affected. If there is, if there are at least at least two accounts affected, meaning there are elements in the FS that are affected, then that is a countable event. If there are no elements affected, then that is a non-accountable event, like the first two transactions. So if the transaction is a non-accountable event, then the transaction cycle will stop with identifying. But if the transaction or the event is an accountable event, then it will have to go through to the next step in the accounting cycle, which is journalizing. And then after the identifying part, then we will have to analyze what happened and what accounts are affected, specific accounts like cash and capital, and what happened to the specific accounts, whether they increased or decreased. And then based on the increase or decrease on those accounts, we will apply the concept of normal balances. And based on the concepts of the normal balances, we would know whether we should debit the account or we should credit the account. And of course, after knowing what account and what to do with the account, whether to debit or to credit, we may now make the journal entry. Okay, so that is the way to make journal entry. So we continue with January 4 transaction. January 4, what happened? Purchase equipment worth 450,000 and a down payment of 300 was made, and the entity promised the seller to pay the balance after 3 months. Okay, so again, we go back to our identifying. We question again whether there are elements in the FS that are affected. So we have the account titles here, or terms that will immediately catch our attention about its inclusion in the elements. Because remember, if you make yourselves acquainted of the typical accounts, equipment is one of them. Equipment is an asset account. So since it appears here and it is, as said in the transaction, purchased, so once you buy an item like equipment,